I'm Nicole Mason. I'm the president and CEO of the Institute for Women's Policy Research. I came into this position more than 2 years ago. I started right before the pandemic, and I tell you something, I never got my party. I never got my formal welcome. We were really, it was a really difficult time for one to be going through a leadership change in a 30-year-old second wave feminist organization and really thinking about what women's work, what the women's movement could be, look like, and who I wanted to be as a leader. And so one of the things, when I stepped into this role at IWPR, I knew I wanted to think about power. I wanted to think about what it would take for us really to close the gaps and do it faster, quicker, and what I believe that we needed more power. We needed systems change, and we needed to be bold and think about all the possibilities and what could be. And like most ideas, I don't know if I was sleeping in the shower. I said, what about a summit? Let's do a summit where we think about power across all different sectors. We think about women. We think about accelerating power and influence. We all know the statistics about the pay gap. It's only closed 20 cents in the last 50 years. For me, that's glacial. And so really wanted to think with you all over the next couple of days how we think about power, how we build power, how we change systems, how we work together collectively. When I think about the kind of change we want in this moment, it is not the little change, it is not the incremental change. We are talking about systems overhaul. We're talking about thinking about how to do this work differently. I really firmly believe that it's not a moment of understanding, framing, talking about the problem and issues. It's really one about strategy, tactics, and how we move people out of the way who are blocking our progress. So I'm just excited to be starting the conversation in a different place, not a question about what is the problem, but how we fix the problem, and really thinking about our gender equality moonshots. What do we really want? And not whispering it, but saying it really loud, firmly, claiming it, and then, again, moving people out the way so we can get it done. So before I get started, I want to make sure that I thank all the right people. First and foremost, I want to thank Foundation Chanel and Pivotal Ventures. I could just so I just want to say, this is just a very short story about Pivotal Ventures. So when I first came to IWPR, we had nothing. We had a very small budget with we had nothing. And I was talking to Allison Bronham at Pivotal, and I said, I have big ideas, and nobody thinks it's going to happen because I don't have any money. Because you need, what we'll talk about this weekend, over the last couple of days, is like, how do we invest really strategically to build women's power? And Allison Bronham and Pivotal Ventures invested from the very beginning, and it really changed the trajectory of IWPR. So I want to say that. And Foundation Chanel, Adeline, when we first met, I said, well, yeah, we'll take the money, but we actually want a partnership. We want to think with you about how to do this really well here in the US. And the whole Chanel team came to IWPR during a pandemic and said, let's do it. So these people, Adeline, Ellie, Fanny, everyone has been with us from the very beginning of this journey, and I'm just very grateful. I also want to thank, who else? So Eve Rotsky, the Fair Play Public Policy Institute, the Crimson Bridge Foundation, Merrill Lynch, Meta, and the Ford Foundation, of course. And I also want to thank the IWPR board, who, frankly, just went with me and where we wanted to go and just believed in my leadership from the very beginning. And Nadia and Eve Rotsky, who helped to think through and plan the summit. And I don't want to forget anybody. So I have a list here. So Victoria, who was amazing. Sadie, Imani, Josette, Suzanne, Kate, Amy, Allison, and Glenda Carr, who helped find talent. We have an amazing program, as you can see. And I thank everyone for pitching in, even at the last minute, to make this summit a success, especially IWPR staff, who have been amazing this whole last several months. They didn't know what they were getting into when we started planning the summit. But Will Lutz, Olivia, Ben, Jody, Nardi, Carol, Lauren, Quincy, who's our new Chief Operating Officer, and just everyone at IWPR, and all of you who are, frankly, all of my friends, basically, that I invited to help celebrate and really think strategically about how we move all of this forward. So I just want to thank you all. Thanks.